Hello everyone, I'm Jaden.
This is Thomas.
And this is JT
T Hoops,
our basketball podcast where we were breaking down all things NBA. So power rankings, trade grades, game analysis, and so much more.
Please leave a like on this video and let's get started.
Let's get it. So today, we're going to be ranking the 30 teams for the 2024-25 NBA season. So going through all teams, breaking down who's going to go up, who's going to go down, and we both got our own lists, and we're going to go through it.
Lots of debating.
Yeah, alright, do you want to go first with number 30?
Sure.
So we're going
30 to 1.
30 to 1.
Alright, here we go. Let's get the notes up. Alright, with number 30, I have the Washington Wizards. I think all they're going to do is this off-season is just, reset, get rid of their players. I think they're ready for a brand new rebuild where they're developing draft
number
picks.
2 pick as well.
And try and next couple of years get some more picks out of it.
Yeah.
Then they'll develop into a good team for the future. But right now they're just on hold.
Yeah, trying to start that rebuild.
Yeah.
They need that good young player. I mean, who do
they
have?
got the wasted draft pick of Johnny Davis. Wasted that trade to get Jordan Poole, which didn't really work.
Yeah.
I think it's time to move on from him.
I mean, even we thought Jordan Poole would be great.
Good, but it just hasn't worked.
Yeah.
Like a Kyle Kuzma, that's a good
I
role
reckon
player,
he'll leave.
but that's not meant to be a star player. So I think he's meant to leave and
So build around
get the full reset.
Koulibaly. Bilal Koulibaly. Yeah, he's a good young player.
What's that? Build around Bilal Koulibaly.
Number 2 pick.
Yeah.
Alright, so number 30, not really any surprises. I've got the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah. Fair enough.
It's out of the Wizards or the Pistons really, but I reckon the Pistons, look, poor Pistons, they get the 5th pick again. I mean, I just feel sorry for them at this point, but they've got Cade, Ivy, and Duran.
Got some young developing
So they've
stars,
some
which can definitely have a boost.
solid players, but just in that full rebuild.
Yeah.
And it's next year. You want the number 1 pick with Cooper Flag. Yeah.
One of the best point guards in a while. And number 29, I have, could be pretty surprising, but I think a lot of moves which is gonna also set them in the full rebuild this year is the Utah Jazz.
Wow. Okay.
So I think
get that.
they're getting rid of Markkanen. I think they're getting rid of Sexton, and I think they're getting rid of Clarkson.
Full rebuild.
Yeah, full rebuild, just like the Wizards reset. The Wizards have a few more young people than the Jazz, but I think after this year, with all the trades they're going to do to get top picks,
Yeah.
they're
They can
definitely
get
going to get
a lot of assets with Markkanen.
It might take 5 years for them to even get back in play-in / playoff contention, but it's going to be a while.
Keontae George.
But it's
is
worth
a
the
real
wait.
bright spot.
Yeah, all NBA second team, definitely set for the future.
Yeah. So for my 29, Washington Wizards. I mean, we've gone over it.
Yeah, we're going
Full
over it.
rebuild. Got the number 2 pick. I don't really know what they
Use
do
it
this
well.
off season. Maybe trade Kuzma. I don't know.
Maybe they
tanking.
go get, if Star hasn't been taken first pick, Nikola Topic.
Yeah, number 2 pick.
If they're looking bigger man as well, because their big man right now is Rashad Holmes or something. So maybe if they go get Donovan Clingan, Alex Sarr,
Yeah.
someone big like that is what they really need right now.
I mean, if Sarr falls to them, that's their dream draft.
Because if you think about it, the Hawks have Capella, which might be a trade option for them. If we think they're going to get rid of Young, Murray, Capella, even they're going to get rid of Clint Capella, I think
Yeah.
a Star might be a good option for the Hawks. But if he does fall in the end and they keep Capella for some reason, Star falls to the Wizards, that's good development.
That's
for
great
the
for the
Wizards, and I
Wizards.
think they'll do good. Also, Wizards if they go out and get a new head coach.
Yeah.
Alright,
28.
28. I have got a team which is very directionless and has no future at
I
all.
think I know what's coming.
I think the Chicago Bulls
Yeah.
will be in number 28.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's a
Bulls.
rough one.
That is
They-
rough. I mean,
Once again,
Just-
it's another rebuilding team. Well, they're
But,
not even doing
like,
the rebuild.
they're just
like-
settling to be mid. This is what so annoys me.
Yeah.
Like, at least teams with the Pistons, the Wizards, they're bad, but
Yeah.
they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're rebuilding, or at least they're trying to.
And they don't even have like any young stars like Patrick Williams. Like
Yeah.
that's a good like
Kobe White.
low level player.
is-
Kobe White's great, but
Yeah.
I feel like if you're gonna reset this team, like him, Kobe White, Levine, Vucevic, all of them have to go. Like
Yeah.
really, like one of
I
every
don't know what they're
teams,
doing.
you fully have to hit the reset. Like get really bad. Like
It
be
was-
be worse than the Pistons. Like getting them picks. Like
They don't have. Do they have a lottery pick?
they don't even have a lottery.
Um,
No, they don't.
don't know, but
Yeah.
not in the top.
Yeah,
I don't know, nothing.
it's just a waste of a year. Like trying to be good.
They're just wasting his years. They're wasting Kobe White. They're just in the middle of the plan at the moment.
To be fair, they did get into the play-in and win the first game, but
yeah, but like,
it's
what's that
wasteful
for?
when you want
What
a new.
is that
yeah,
going to do for you?
you're not going to do anything in the playoffs. Like, let's
Yeah.
just drop off. Alright, you're number 28.
28. I've got the Charlotte Hornets. So
So cool.
I like what they're building with LaMelo and Brandon Miller, but you know, still
Even
in a
like,
full rebuild.
They have some young centers, Nick Richards, Mark Williams.
Mark
They're
Williams,
good,
Yeah.
but they still need
They're still-
that
they're
younger
still
player.
good.
They need at least 2 or 3 more younger players
Yeah.
in that team, which would develop into like a star player.
But you know, the duo of Ball and
Just the assets around them. Yeah,
what's his name?
Brandon Miller.
Brandon Miller. Yeah, the duo of Brandon Miller is Brandon Miller and LaMelo Ball is something to really be excited for if you're
Yeah,
a Hornets
for sure.
fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, 27.
To the number 27, I have put them higher than you, the Detroit Pistons.
Wow.
I think they are still in a very rough position. It could be a big call for some people, but
Yeah.
I think their players are going to develop a lot more than they have other seasons and really provide a bigger boost than last year, not losing 25.
They do have a young core with
Yeah.
Asar, Cade, Ivy, Duran.
Yeah.
I think they should have
They're
won
definitely
that
set for the
season.
future, plus getting more. They did get harshly with the number 5 pick.
Yeah.
Should have been at least
feel
top
bad for
3.
them.
In fact, top 2. But once they develop those players, which they're going to get from the draft, and develop the current players they have, I think they'll become a good team
Yeah.
in the next 5 years, something like that.
Yeah. Alright, my 27 might be a bit of a surprise. I've got the Atlanta Hawks.
Wow.
So I think they go full rebuild. Trade Trae Young, even trade DeJounte Murray. You know, with that first
Yeah.
pick, it kind of changes things.
Yeah.
Before the draft lottery, they might have traded Trey or still tried to compete, but they've got such a good opportunity now
Yeah.
with build around Alex Starr if they pick him, Jalen Johnson. I think they
Yeah. They've definitely
pretty
got
set.
some young stars too. But
yeah. Jalen Johnson's a star.
Yeah, that was
It's,
one of the best
yeah,
rises
I
of
think-
last year. For him not to be in contention of most improved was a lot, but
But Trey Young to maybe the Lakers or the Spurs. DeJounte, I think full reset.
for
They
them trade
kinda tank.
trade your big players. Like
that's
nothing's
what they
working
do.
right now, so
Yeah.
move on.
26.
In my number 26, I have the Charlotte Hornets. As we went over before, they're just building around LaMelo. They have them young studs like Mark Williams, Nick Richards, Brandon Miller.
Brandon Miller, yeah.
Even like them pickups of
Picks.
Grant Williams and Trey Mann, that helped
Yeah.
a lot when they got them. But definitely got to get the more picks and build that team.
Beachic has actually been,
Yeah,
he's been alright.
he's been good.
For a end of the
You're a
bench
league
player.
player.
Yeah, he's been alright.
Same as Sasha Venkinov for the Kings. He's
Yeah.
been good impact.
Yeah.
Your number
My 26, I've got the Trailblazers. Now, I reckon the Trailblazers, they could be, in that top 15 range maybe by 2 seasons.
3, yeah.
You know, with Scoot Henderson, Anthony Simons, Shaden Sharp, even guys like Malcolm Brogdon, who I'm not sure if they're gonna keep. But like if they do, he's,
Yeah.
you know, he's so good.
They definitely have some moves to make, but once again, just like all these lower tier teams for next year, especially just the draft picks. That's the main
Yeah,
part. Like
yeah. Even like Robert Williams and DeAndre Ayton.
a lot of these teams that we're gonna name for like until like 20 need like draft picks. Like
Yeah. So
yeah.
yeah.
Now on
25?
to 25. I have the Toronto Raptors.
Wow.
This is a team
Wait,
which
wait. I've got the Raptors for 25 as well.
okay, so we can go over this together.
That's our first one of the same.
Finally.
All right.
Hopefully more
Yeah.
to come.
Toronto Raptors.
All right.
Full rebuild at the
Yeah.
moment. You know.
I think this year they were one of the middest teams, but I feel like from that mid team they had this year, they're gonna go really bad.
Yeah. I would say that Emmanuel Quickly was a great pickup.
Great pickup. Even getting a Bruce Brown, he wasn't great for them, but that's still a nice player to have off the bench.
I reckon he'll get traded though.
I reckon he'll get traded to a
Come to the
contending
Kings.
team.
Yeah. He was so
Which-
good for the Nuggets, so underrated. Like
Yeah,
to go to the Pacers and then just to the Raptors and just kind of get forgotten about
yeah.
when he was so good for the championship winning Denver Nuggets.
All right. Number
Yeah.
24.
24. You going?
Oh yeah, I gotta start now. I have the San Antonio Spurs. Wemby
Yeah.
might just end up being the greatest player of all time.
Big call.
Big call.
He-
That's another big call, but
He's
chances are
he's
looking
something
high
else.
though. He's something else. He's a very long boy. Wemby.
Wemby's great.
Yeah.
I mean, to be put in, you know, top, what would you say, top 30 in the league right now?
Probably.
He's like
Like-
unbelievable. First
For a
ever
first year,
all defensive team, I believe.
arguably should have
Rookie-
won Defensive Player of the Year.
I think he should have. I think
Yeah.
he was robbed. But
Definitely Rookie
yeah,
of the
you know,
Year.
it's his award next year.
I think got all the first place votes, which from everyone which voted. He won by about 200 votes in the end, so definitely the man to win it.
Yeah.
And
And they've got other young.
they've got
studs.
young people,
I mean-
but I do think they have to trade Vassell, Keldon Johnson, like them role players like that to contending teams again, which need it. Like they need a change.
Devin
But
Vassell
Wemby
is
to build
like-
currently arguably the best.
And
right now.
they've got so many assets, so many picks. They could land a star.
Like
You know, next season, I think they'll go for it.
unlikely, but they could go get like a Trey Young, a Donovan
Yeah,
Mitchell. I think the
yeah.
dream pairing would be Trey Young
Trae Young.
with Wemby. Yeah.
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 Alright, my 24, the Brooklyn Nets. One of the middest
Oof.
teams
I agree.
ever. I mean, they're in a weird situation because like they don't have any picks. Like
Yeah.
they're not rebuilding. They're trying to contend.
Mm.
They've got a pretty bad squad. I mean,
They're just
you know, Mikal. He's not a number one.
when he first went to the Nets, he was good. Now he's almost like a role player,
Yeah,
right?
he's a role player.
Even though he's the best player, he's a role player.
He's still good, but he just doesn't fit the number one option.
Even though they got him like
Okay.
a year ago, I'd still like move on from him.
Yeah.
Cam Thomas,
Cam Thomas
good
is a
shooter.
bucket. He's a walking
Nick
bucket.
Claxton, great defender at the center. Keep that.
Yeah, so they've got a nice
Yeah.
squad, but it kind of feels like a rebuilding squad, not a contending squad.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure.
they could, I don't know, there's rumours about them getting Zach LaVine or,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
That,
I think.
that helps. I think,
Yeah, I think you're a reset again. Like.
yeah,
It's for the next 10
It's
years.
tough.
It's in one of the weirdest positions ever because you're gonna have like 10 teams trying to rebuild, reset. Because
the thing is they don't have any picks, so they would have to
they don't have
trade.
anything. You have to. But like, what do you trade?
It's tough.
So they're in a very like the Bulls. They're in a stuck position where you don't know what to do. But
I mean, with the Bulls, you know you need
you can move on with like DeMar DeRozan, Vucevic,
yeah,
stuff
but
like that. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it's tough in Brooklyn.
Yeah. A lot of work.
Especially Mikel watching his Villanova brothers win in New
Yeah.
York. That'd be tough.
Maybe a move. Maybe. Alright, on to number 23. I have the Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah.
I think Scoot Henderson showed he was a bust, but at the end of the year, he was on the up a bit.
He's got potential still.
He has potential, and I still think he's a top 5 player in the draft, even though he was a
Yep,
second
I would
team.
agree
Was he?
with that.
Second team?
I don't think he made a team actually.
Oh, he didn't make a team, did he?
I don't think he made a team.
But I still think, even though he didn't make a team, he's a top 3, top 4, top 5.
Yeah, he's shown flashes of
Yeah.
great upside.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
I think he's definitely on the up, and next year, I don't know if you can win it your second season, but most improved, like maybe. There are some
Yeah.
other players which are better.
He's got a lot to prove still though.
But he can easily, in the next 2-3 years, become the best player in the Blazers, depending on what they do.
Yeah.
But moving on.
And you know they've got Shaden Sharp, Anthony Simons, 2 studs.
For sure.
Yeah.
But
20.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah. 23 for me. I've got the Chicago Bulls, and the only reason I have them this high is because it feels like every team we've said so far, besides the Nets, are trying to rebuild. You know, they want to lose.
That's
Like,
good.
the Bulls, like, for some reason, they think they can still contend. So, they're still trying to win. So,
I think I see what you mean there. That they're not gonna it looks like they're not gonna make a trade or anything.
yeah, it's dumb. It's hard
Yeah.
to watch. I feel for the Bulls fans.
Anyone which is a Bulls fan, might be time to change.
Yeah, it's tough.
They're so stuck.
But
You could have arguably put them a lot lower too.
Yeah.
Alright, on to number 22. I now have the Brooklyn Nets.
Yep.
Bulls, Nets, very similar. Stuck. Nets aren't as bad as the Bulls, but
It's tough. You know, do you go in to get a Levine or I don't know.
a star player, or
or do you just
really,
trade Mikel?
yeah. See,
and
getting
for
Mikel a
picks?
couple years ago, they were meant to be good and get more people.
Yeah.
That was they
They
were
were
looking at
good,
Kyrie and James Harden.
Yeah.
That was meant to be good.
Oh, the Nets. Oh my goodness.
They used to be
They
good.
messed that up.
Yeah. Just really dropped off after that trade. They were trying to go somewhere, but didn't really work at all. I don't know what's going to happen with them, but they're very stuck.
Yeah.
Alright. 21.
22. I've got my
Oh, yeah,
22.
you got 22, yeah.
I've got the Utah Jazz. I
Mm.
do have them a lot higher than you. I think Markkanen stays.
Yeah.
I think they put a very high price on him.
Yeah.
The only team I see actually getting him is really the Thunder. I mean, they've got so many picks.
Giddy, even Giddy for the Thunder hasn't fit in great. He started off well, but hasn't fit in great. And maybe if the Thunder are to move on, Giddy's a person to trade.
Yeah.
You can definitely pair Giddy with another great team.
Giddy.
Giddy could be the guard on the team, the one.
Yeah. Especially for
Yeah.
team like the Jazz.
If Giddy
I mean,
the Jazz, the Pacers pair up with Halliburton. Maybe the defense is a little iffy there, but
So if the Thunder wanted to get Markkanen, they could pay Giddy, maybe, and they've got so many picks.
Yeah.
But other than that, for Markkanen, I just don't see any team giving up so much.
Yeah.
That so I think they keep him, and yeah.
Alright, on to 21. I now have the Atlanta Hawks,
Yeah.
6 positions higher than yours.
Yep.
I think they should trade Trae Young, Jadonte Murray,
Yeah.
Clint Capella, keep Hunter, keep AJ Griffin, and keep Jalen Johnson.
And build around
Build around
those
them
young
because
players.
they can.
And Sarr, they've
they
got the
can
one pick
develop.
that changes everything.
They could either take Sarr, Klingon, Toppin, Reed Shepard. There's so many good things they can do with this team. They have a direction. But
But are they willing to
are they willing to do it?
trade their star?
Yeah.
Because it is hard.
It's a move. It's like with the Nets trading away their stars, it didn't work out. So taking this risk for the Hawks is
You know, because you land a star like Trae Young and you're
Yeah.
really happy. He takes you to what, the conference finals in 2021?
2021 beating the Knicks. Yep.
The
Knicks and the
was it
Bucks.
Philly?
It was one of them.
It was
Like they had
it
a
was
good
Ben
run.
Simmons, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm missing the one.
Oh yeah.
That was a good run. But
So, you know, getting such a star like Trae Young, I mean, trading Luka draft night.
yeah, that was a
But-
mistake. The Hawks,
It's not like Trae Young was Trae Young was good.
yeah,
It's hard to trade your star, but I think it's what they need to do.
yeah, I think that's right. To
Yeah.
20
21
This is
for me.
For me,
I
you.
21, 21 for me. My 21 is the San Antonio Spurs.
I like that.
So I think, you know, I don't think they make a move this season. I mean, they might, I don't know, sign like a Chris Paul or like a
Yeah.
veteran for Wemby. That'd be good. Like,
Yeah.
my God. But I think Wemby, he's only going to get better. Keldon Johnson, Vassell, they've got some really good young players.
That's if they keep him.
Yeah,
And
and
we don't know.
Wemby wants to win.
Wemby wants to win,
He's,
and
you can tell
easily
he's so passionate.
the
about it.
Spurs would want to keep him so much. But if the Spurs aren't going to end up winning in like 2-3 years, there could be a move. Like
Yeah.
the Spurs are a pretty loyal team, keeping
They wanna
Tim
win.
Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, David Robinson. Like they've developed them so well, especially with a great coach like Greg Popovich. If he stays, Wemby can really become one of the biggest impacts we've ever
Yeah.
seen.
And you see it with like I don't know, Giannis, Luka. If they're not if Wemby's not winning in a few years,
Yeah.
he's gonna get frustrated. I mean, this season we've seen him get frustrated with not winning.
Yeah.
So and they've got Sohan as well. We haven't even mentioned him.
Yeah, he's
I mean, not a
that was terrible. Not a
point guard. Yeah, that was
That's
awful.
not the way to go. Players, whatever position they came in, that's what you gotta
try-
develop them
Yeah,
as.
it just
Just
that did not
because
work
you don't have
whatsoever.
a point guard, but you do have Trey Jones. But I guess
Trey Jones-
he's a bench player.
Yeah,
But
he's more of a
but putting Jeremy Shohan in the point guard doesn't work. And if you don't have that point guard, be bad for that year, get a good draft pick, and then
yeah.
which they have done, but they
I
still
think
put Sohan in the point guards.
draft. What pick do they have? Pick.
They have 3. We should have looked at this before we did this, but
Yeah.
do
they?
I think
No,
they have
it's Rockets at 3, isn't it?
They have 4 with Spurs. I think
I'm
it's 4 or
not
6.
sure.
It's 4 or 6.
But I think they look to draft Topic. You know, they want a point guard. That should be number 1
Yeah.
on their list.
All right, to 20.
20.
Arguably the biggest call that I could have on this list.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see if we go higher up. The Los Angeles Clippers.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Terrence Mann, and James Harden all on 1-year contracts.
Yeah.
Going into free agency with so many teams wanting a big player, they could be on the move, and I could see a lot of them going. Maybe he could keep one,
I
but
think Paul George leaves.
Paul George. Yeah,
I
I
think
think him.
go
Kawhi,
for it.
I think stays, which keeps them at 20, which is what I was thinking. But man,
But
yeah,
can you imagine this team with no Paul George? Like that's just
that puts it down a lot. Like,
yeah. And with Kawhi's injury history, it's yeah.
I think it's looking rough in Los Angeles. They do have the rebrand, but
Rebrand is nice actually.
it's nice. It's definitely one of the
New
best
stadium.
they've ever had. New
Yeah,
stadium.
it's a lot better than their other one.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Down to 20 for
I've
you.
got 20. This is a big one. I've got the Cleveland Cavaliers
Oof.
with. Now this might sound crazy, but
It's Mitchell.
with all the trade rumors, you know, with Donovan Mitchell, Jared Allen, and Darius Garland, I think 1, maybe 2 of them leave, and I don't think they can win. So
Yeah.
if they trade Mitchell, But I don't think they will trade Mitchell. I don't
But
think
it's
they will.
it's always there as a possibility.
It's possible.
Um,
But even if they
So it's-
trade Garland or or Allen, I just don't think, what is that going to do for you? Yeah, it's a big call. I
even if
could be completely wrong.
if they do
but
trade Mitchell,
you
it'd
heard
be
it
to a
here first.
team like the Heat or even like the Sixers
Yeah.
or the. If
So,
the Clippers are going to be good and keep their players, if they go build a super team with Mitchell, it could be good. But lately, super teams haven't worked out.
So
great.
the Miami Heat, right? If they trade him to him, who are they going to get? Hero.
Yeah, Hero, like
What
that's
is,
just
what is Hero going to do for the?
Yeah,
what do
that's a
Garland and
six-man.
Hero. That's
that.
not a team that is going to win.
Yeah,
They're going to win, but they're not going to be as good as they were.
yeah,
And they're going to make a change.
yeah, for sure.
Losing
I think
2 years in a row.
they have done really well keeping this team together for 2-3 years now, but I think it's definitely time to change it because they're just constantly that 4, 5, 6 position, which is good, and 4, 5, 6 position, which is good in the playoffs. But
They
I
just
think
can't seem to win.
you want to go up with these
They will
players
lose
you
it.
have, so it's definitely time to move on from one piece.
Yeah,
But
I think they make a move.
I did like the assets that they bring in with Strus.
Struess was a great
Strus was
great
really
signing.
good. He's on one they bring in, but Okoro playing that small forward.
Yeah.
Okoro and Strus switching between that small forward has worked
Even
really well.
Sam Merrill.
Defensively, maybe a top 5 team in the league, but offensively, all you've got
Yeah.
right now is Mitchell and
They
Garland
can't seem
playmaking.
to score.
Yeah.
And even Mobley, it's weird. It's like his offensive game has not progressed.
He hasn't progressed yet.
The
at all.
defense is there. The offense is
that's
not.
progressed. He's
Yeah.
yeah.
So if you look at the roster, it looks like this should be a good team, but they just can't win, and they're gonna make a move.
At 19, big call. I have the Cavs.
Oh, okay.
Which is one.
We just went through all that.
We just went through all of that. Mainly the same reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, have the assets, but they got to trade one of them. Move on. There you go.
Yeah.
On to your new
At
team.
19, I'm sorry, I've got the Miami Heat.
That's my team.
Miami Heat fan. I think they make a move, whether it's Jimmy Butler, who I don't think will leave, but he could. Hero, I think they want to make a move. Unless they sign someone, they're gonna have to
This
trade
team,
someone.
the Heat, have been lurking around getting a star for about.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's been 4 years now.
Such trade
From
star
Kevin,
rumors
from
every year.
Giannis to Kevin Durant.
Kevin
to,
Durant, I remember that.
To now Lillard and now Mitchell.
Yeah.
I don't see it happening, and I just see Butler going
Yeah.
to the Sixers mainly. If you're gonna
Yeah.
trade Hero, you want him I want him as a 6-man on a rebuilding team.
Yeah.
So then that rebuilding team can develop the starting lineup and still have a good 20-point per game scorer like Hero on the bench, because him in the starting lineup, defensively isn't working that well. So having that scoring impact on the bench would be great for a team
Yeah.
which needs him. But
I feel like Malik Monk.
yeah, very stuck team though. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's besides that one finals run where
Yeah,
Jimmy Butler
that
was
was
turned
good.
into Michael
but
Jordan.
also losing the assets like Strus. Which
Yeah,
is
that was
great.
a big loss.
Vincent hasn't had a great
Yeah.
impact on the Lakers, being
He sucks.
injured most of the
But
season.
that finals run, he was good for them.
Yeah.
You know,
Probably
losing
not.
Strus sucks though.
Yeah. Keep Bam.
I think they'll keep Bam. But
Top 5
Hero
player-
or Butler will leave.
Top 5 player in the
you
draft,
had it,
Jaime
yeah.
Jaquez. That
Jaime was huge.
was
for
a
them.
great pickup.
What, 19?
17, I think. Yeah.
I don't know. It was pretty
Great
late.
pickup instead of Jalen Hood-Shafino, I
Oh
think
my-
was next.
yeah.
But Brandon Podzemski was good,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think Jaquez was the right move, especially position-wise for that team. But
Yeah.
I think down at 19 with them going to be falling off in the next 1-2 years, I think that's a good call.
Yeah.
On to 18. Yep.
18, yeah.
I have the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yep.
Yeah,
Fair.
I think LeBron, I think he's going to play with his son.
Yeah.
Even though his son came out and said he's not trying to play with LeBron, he just wants to get drafted. But I think what LeBron's doing is he wants to go play
LeBron
with
wants to
money.
play with him.
AD, injury-wise, he will stay. injury-wise. He's been better this year, but I think it could just randomly go out one season and he could have a big injury and just get out, and maybe next year's the year.
But yeah, like this Lakers team without LeBron, and they're losing for nothing as well.
It's different in a bad way.
It's bad.
Move on from D'Lo.
D'Lo's gone.
Defensively,
D'Lo's gone.
could be very bad. Like, I don't think he's the man to have at your point guard. I think, honestly,
But
another
in the
6 man.
playoffs, He's been terrible.
Terrible. Shooting terrible.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, defensively awful. He had one good game against the Nuggets where he had like quite a few threes, but
If LeBron stays, they will be around that,
Yeah.
7th, 8th seed maybe. But
I think it's
don't
just
he does.
if the LeBron stays, it's just another waste of a season. They'll do the exact same thing as this year. They're not going anywhere, and after that, you might as well just start being bad now. Like, what's the point in wasting another season? And then LeBron's definitely
I
retiring
think.
after this year, so just 1 year with his son. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But I think
I
like
do
Austin
think he
Reeves, Jalen Hood-Schifino, it's very
Give him a chance. He has.
give him a chance.
He
But
hasn't
it
even
is,
got minutes.
it is very sad knowing they could have taken Harkes, I think.
Yeah.
Harme and also Podemski. I think they missed out on them because position-wise they could have done with that too. Podemski at point guard, but I think what they have now is very bad. Like
It's they have an okay
ordinary.
squad.
It's ordinary.
And, you lose LeBron,
Yeah,
it's over.
80 big chance of getting injured from his past years. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're on number 18.
18, I've got the Clippers. Same reasons
Yeah.
as yours. Gone over it.
Really? You think Paul George and Kawhi?
I think Paul
PG
George
is
leaves.
like almost guaranteed.
Kawhi stays, I think. But even that same team as this year, I was saying throughout the season that they're overrated. I mean, the
Yeah.
hype they got for winning a few games.
Yeah.
But, lose Paul George for nothing.
Yeah.
They might not, but I think they will. He goes to Philly. Or
They are.
another team that wants him.
But also, keep this in mind, with all these 1 year contracts, which are like 43 million for this last year,
Yeah, that's...
if they're going to go get a star player, which you can't, because
Yeah.
a star player is going to want money, like if they're going to go get a Mitchell or a Trae Young or something like that. Unlikely, because you don't have the money for it. So, they're in a weird
Yeah.
position.
I think they're going down there.
I
probably.
do like Terrence Mann, and I feel like he could be good. I would
Yeah.
keep him. They did mess up a couple years ago or something when they took Brandon Boston at a high pick, the 13th or something.
Man, Clipper fans seeing Shea in OKC.
Yeah, that.
I mean,
would hurt.
looking back at that trade, man, that is sad. I mean, trading Shea and all those picks just for PG, only to lose him, maybe lose him for nothing.
I think them getting Harden this year too. It didn't work at the start, and it started working a little bit, and they did get to 4. They had a good winning streak. I still think it was a dumb move. Like, I don't think it was the
Yeah.
right move because I don't
It's
know.
not like they traded that much though. But
Yeah, to be fair, they didn't. Yeah, that's fair enough, but I don't know. I just think they're
Yeah.
very like ordinary right now. It's not great.
Yeah.
We'll see what
17.
happens. I have the Miami Heat.
Yep.
I
Same
think
again.
very similar reasons to you. We do have the assets of Harkes. I think Terry Rozier was good at the end of this pickup. When we first got him, he was awful,
he's
but
solid.
he is solid. I think he's another bench player. I don't think he's a starter. He was on the bench for the Hornets for a good period of time where he was dropping like good numbers, and then when he went into the starting lineup when LaMelo was out, he was having 40 for like quite a few games, which was the reasoning the Heat got him. But he hasn't had the same impact that he has in the Hornets because he doesn't fit in as well.
Yeah.
But I think they've got some good assets.
Do you-
We're a bit old, but
Do you think Butler leaves this off season?
I think he doesn't, but I want him to leave. I want to keep Bam.
Do you think Hero leaves? Do you think he will?
I think it's one or the other.
Yeah. You think one of them?
I'm leaning towards Butler to the Sixers.
Yeah.
Like, if Butler's leaving, it's to the Sixers. Because we saw this Instagram post where Joel Embiid posted, "This is where devils live."
Yeah.
to
They're
Jimmy.
definitely into that.
Yeah, so
Uh,
depending if it's
Yeah,
Embiid coming to
Miami.
Miami or Jimmy to Philly, I don't
it
know,
will be
but
Embiid.
yeah.
Unless they trade Bam.
what are you going to give up? Like, they're not going to want Hero because they already got Maxi. Like, yeah. Bit of beef going on between the Sixers and the Heat too with the Kyle Lowry situation in the playoffs, the arguments they had. So, I think down at 17, they're getting worse. They're getting old. So, eventually hit the reset point and become that good team again. The only three things they should keep is Harkes, Bam, and Eric Spoelstra.
Yeah,
That's the way
I
to
like
go.
that. Heat
Yeah.
culture is real.
Yeah. Trash jersey. This is the way to go.
This is
Get
beautiful.
this. This is the way.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, 17? What are we up to?
Yep, 17.
I've got the LA Lakers. I mean, we've kind of said everything. I mean, I think LeBron leaves. I think a team like the Warriors, a team like, I don't know, a win now team
Yeah.
would pick Bronny as just to get LeBron, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I do see LeBron to the Warriors. I mean, that'd be pretty interesting.
Do you see Austin Reeves moving?
I
Definitely
think,
D'Lo.
I think he could, if they want to get a Donovan Mitchell or a trade.
Yeah.
They need to trade him.
Sure.
D'Lo's gone. I don't think they land a star. I don't know what they do. I think LeBron leaves though. That's
Maybe
all I'm
it's
saying.
time for like a Lakers to look down at like their very garbage players and try to develop on them. Like there's this one called Colin Castleton. He's pretty good. They got rid of Cole Swider, which was a sniper. Like Matt Ryan. Like on those underrated players. Maybe they should get one of
Austin
them.
Reeves was undrafted.
There you go. Like yeah. You
Yeah.
got Gabe
So you're
Vincent,
saying-
which was like a good move at the time. Didn't work out that well, but
Do you think they start a rebuild if they lose LeBron?
I think they're still gonna
I
have one more. I want them to do that.
do like that idea.
One more season though
Lose
is what they're
LeBron.
gonna do. Though I feel like.
Yeah. I don't think they will do it though. I think they would still try.
You think they'll keep LeBron or get rid of him? I think LeBron
No, I
just
think
forcefully
they'll start-
leaves to go play with
Yeah,
Bronny.
LeBron leaves, but they'll still try and win.
I think Bronny right now was predicted to go to Sixers or Bucks. I think it was down there.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
anyone could take him.
Having
second round.
Dame, LeBron, and Giannis
But the thing is,
is
like,
a championship, but
in terms of assets, you kind of get LeBron for free. I mean, I know you have to pay
because
him,
you're just
but-
signing. Yeah, you have to pay him, but
I mean, think about like any team would just get better. I mean,
LeBron
LeBron is
does-
Steph and LeBron. I mean,
LeBron
that's
does
top
have
10.
1 year. But having money
Yeah,
now
1 year,
is
that's really
good.
1 year LeBron.
Yeah. You're gonna have to pay like 40 mil, 50 mil still.
So yeah, it'd be I think a win now team. Maybe the Clippers, the Bucks, Suns.
Yeah. I'd be shocked if he signed more than 1 year. Like I think he's
Yeah.
done.
So
So
he wants to keep playing.
alright. On to 16.
16.
The Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
Definitely a team which has really dropped off.
Yes.
But I think
I think they
as
still
we-
want to compete.
as we just went over the LeBron situation, the Golden State is one of the places to go, and I think that's where he's going to go, assuming. With him going to Golden State, that pairs Curry and LeBron, which
It makes so much sense.
it does. But does that also put in a weird ending to LeBron's dynasty? Like, we don't know, but like having also Kuminga,
Pods.
Pods, like actually have some great young assets.
Trace Jackson Davis at
Correct.
57.
Trace Jackson, Brandon
Yeah.
Podziemski, and who's the other one? Kuminga. That's really good assets, and I think
They're young.
they're young. It's a good future.
I would say it does feel like they're on two different timelines. So they've got those three young studs, and then
But then
they've
you
got
also got
Steph.
their-
So you
Potential
go
LeBron.
rebuild or try and compete, and
Yeah.
that's what they do. I think that's what they're trying to do. They want to extend
Yeah.
Curry's window. They want him to win.
He's getting to
They
the
wanna
later
win
stage
with
of his career. I don't see Curry as someone dropping off. I see him like a LeBron.
Yeah,
Obviously not as good, but like
He's still
I think he
elite.
doesn't drop off. He retires a bit earlier, but if Curry and LeBron do pair up, I still think they're gonna be like when AD went to the Lakers, they were still kind of mid.
Yeah.
Like no, they won a
I do
championship first year, but that if the Warriors do that first year too with LeBron coming in, it could happen.
I do think they want to go all in on Curry and you know, maybe they go for a star.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is, but
It has
you
to
know,
fit in.
Steph
and-
literally said in an interview, it was something like it's the definition of insanity, just doing the same thing over
Yeah.
and expecting different results.
It was a bit weird that one year they beat the Celtics, like they went to the finals.
Yeah,
Obviously finishing last or something the year
Yeah.
before. It was a bit weird. Maybe they do it again if they get that star. If they don't get that star, me having it at 16, I potentially would drop it all the way down to like 25 or 26. Big call, but we'll see what happens. They've got two directions.
Yeah,
We'll see which one they take.
I think they still try and compete, of course.
They still try to compete. Wow, Curry is at his last
Curry.
years, and if they get LeBron.
Curry wants to win, of course. Yeah.
Get rid of Chris Paul.
And my number 16 is the Orlando Magic. This is tough. I'm not saying the Magic are bad. I think the Magic are a great young team. But I'm just saying there are 15 other teams that I think will be higher.
A lot better.
You know, I don't.
They
The only thing is their offensive game isn't that it's not as good.
Defensively, great.
They couldn't score against
Yeah.
the Cavs that much, but defensively so good. I mean, they've got so much to look forward to. Franz, Paolo,
I think even though that
Suggs.
even Mo Wagner, he was like pretty good.
Yeah,
Wendell Carter, but maybe it's time to move from him. But I think, even though they're a mid tier, like we have them at 15. We have them at 15 between 1 and 30, which is the middest. But I think they're better than mid. It's just
Yeah,
there's so
they're
many
good.
teams in the NBA right
the NBA is absolutely stacked.
now. Yeah,
This list was so hard to make,
yeah.
but
This
you know, I've nothing really to say bad about the Magic.
you do
Good- Good future.
next year is very like set out. You're gonna have those at least 20 teams that are gonna be awful, going to dump their players, get rid of them, and get them draft picks, which is gonna be a fight for that top 5
For
draft
Cooper
pick.
Flag.
Everyone. Cooper Flag, of course, number 1 pick, which I think will go to. I feel the
mean,
Pistons or the Wizards.
the Hawks got the number 1 pick.
So
it's
you don't even
kinda hard to predict.
know. He could even go to like the Rockets, even though I have
Yeah.
a little bit higher up this year. I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
very windy loop, which we don't know which way it's gonna go. So see what happens.
Alright, so that was our NBA 2024-25 power rankings from 30 to 16, so the first half.
Part 1.
Part 1, so if you're interested in our 15 all the way to number 1, stay tuned.
Stay
Next
tuned.
episode dropping soon of the JC Hoops podcast. Yeah,
It's been a wild ride to get here, but we did it, and
we had a great time.
it's been good. It's been good talking to you.
I appreciate
Make sure-
if you made it to this part of the video. I
Thank you
appreciate
so much.
you watching. I don't know, share,
Feel free-
like,
feel
subscribe,
free to
comment.
comment in the comment
Comment your
rankings.
rankings and anything you didn't like about our list. You know, I feel like as NBA fans, we're always going to disagree on
Yeah.
something.
It's also
So,
debatable, which is what we want. We want to debate.
if you
with guys.
disagree, I'd love for you guys to comment.
hear it.
So,
And we'll absolutely mention it in the next video, and we'll go over it.
yeah, this has been fun. Stay tuned for part
Part
2.
2. See you later, guys.